Happy Monday, everyone. It's Kimberly Beer here with Make It Happen Monday. One thing you can do this week to build your business. And this week, I want to talk to you about creating a welcome email for your VIP email marketing list. Now, I do call my email list my VIP list because I kind of have this theory that people always want to be on the VIP list, but there's a lot of people that don't want to be on an email marketing list. Besides, I try to provide true value and really reach people where they are in their customer journey with my email marketing. So calling my VIP list is really a truthful part of the equation. They really are very important people, and I'm going to take that into consideration in my email marketing program. All right, let's dive in. Why is it important to have a welcome email? So you're very familiar with how engagement affects your reach and exposure on social media. You probably know that there's an algorithm that looks at who's engaging with your content, and then the people that are engaging see more content and help you get more exposure. And if people tend to ignore your messages, they tend to eventually fall off of being notified when you make a post. This same algorithmic thought is coming to email marketing. Email service providers, those people that make the clients and applications that we use to read our email and that basically compose our email, our inboxes, have determined that we get an overwhelm of email, and they're probably right. And so they take a look at how you read your email. So it's built within the app that if you don't open certain emails from certain addresses, or emails that you mark as spam, or emails that you tend to delete a lot without reading, will eventually filter themselves off into your spam folder or off into trash automatically. So the email service providers are taking it upon themselves to help you with inbox management. Now, as a business owner, this affects what emails, how your emails get delivered to your consumers. And it's really important to understand that what we want is we want people to open that initial email. Because your welcome email has a much higher tendency to get opened, we set the expectation for the algorithm right from the beginning that consumer wants to hear from you because they're opening that email. Again, I'll just repeat it. Welcome emails tend to have a really, really high open rate. So this is our opportunity for sure to be able to get seen and heard by the person opening the email. It's important in that consideration to do some good establishing of connections, delivery, and also starting to build that confidence and trust in our future or potential client. So, as I said, it establishes delivery with the algorithm, and then it also establishes delivery through psychology for the person receiving the email. If your welcome email is well composed and has some good value to it, which if you just follow a couple of very simple rules, it means that your recipient is much more likely to open email from you in the future, as well as the application delivering it to them. It also helps you establish expectations with your recipient on how often you're going to be sending an email, or when and what about, so that they know what to expect. I have clients who successfully send out daily emails and don't have people drop off their list because they feel like they're being over communicated to. I have other people who send out emails once a week and don't properly set those expectations and see a lot of fall off because they feel like the recipient feels like they're being over communicated to. It all has to do with setting that expectation, and your welcome email is the perfect place for you to do that. And when you do it and then follow through, you build confidence, and you also build resilience in your customer. In other words, they're used to receiving X amount of email from you. And if there's an extra one every once in a while, they don't think anything of it because you're communicating with them on a regular basis. And finally, it allows you to establish connections beyond just this email. You don't always have control over where people enter your email email list, if you're doing it right, you have it scattered everywhere you possibly can. I always tell people, anywhere where you have points of contact with customers or potential customers, you should be asking them to join your VIP list. And this allows you to be able to send this welcome email out that connects the dots in all of the places that person hasn't been yet. So let's say they join on your website, and this would allow you to connect them to your social media channels where you're active, so you can continue to build your relationship with them away from where they signed up for the email list. So what goes in a good marketing welcome email? So a good welcome email for your VIP list. Start with a short introduction to your business and a thank you for joining your list. Now, this does not need to be 10 paragraphs long. As a matter of fact, it should be one paragraph or just a couple of sentences, possibly your mission statement and thank you for joining our list. It's really all you need to put here. The truth is that the wow experience should have happened back when they signed up for the list. This email is not where we're creating that bang. That should have been way back there. What this email's job is to get opened and to set those expectations. Secondly, tell them how often you email people. You can say something like, we send out a weekly email that has a discount code in it that's good for 7 days. We send it out on Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. Or we send out a weekly inspirational emails on Wednesday afternoons at 2 p.m. And then we occasionally offer our customers other valuable information that they might find useful. So establish how often you're going to send. What are you going to be telling them about? When are you going to be sending it? So establish those expectations. Then establish a little bit of trust. Talk about your privacy policy. Tell people, because if you're doing this right, you're using a professional email tool. We're talking about marketing emails here. We're not talking about your Gmail account. So you should be using a tool like Constant Contact or MailChimp or Keep or ActiveCampaign. One of these tools that allows you to let people manage their own unsubscriptions from your list, because that's on the right side of spam compliance. So point that out to them. You may unsubscribe from any email at any time by clicking the link for unsubscribe at the bottom of the email. You might also remind them that you're not going to share their information with somebody else and that you only offer them things that are in context to what they signed up for. So all of those are about privacy. If you have GDPR, you might even want to add a link to your privacy policy that has all the little details about how to get their information removed from your business if they should so desire to do that. You don't have to do that all within this email. You can provide a link that sends them off the email to get that information. You can also take this time to train them for better delivery. So if you use Gmail, you know that most emails that come with an unsubscribe link go directly into the promotions folder. You can, as a user, however, drag that email over to the primary inbox and then it will be delivered there. So you might make a statement in your welcome email saying, if you never want to miss a communication from us, be sure to drag us into your primary folder if you use Gmail. And if you use another service provider, please add us to the contact list so that your email service provider whitelists our email address and you won't miss a future delivery. Those two things, whitelisting and dragging from the promotions folder over to the inbox in Gmail, those make a big difference. And if you want to get more information around these, which is a class beyond what I'm doing here today, go ahead and Google how to get whitelisted and how to get an email service provider to whitelist your email address. And it'll give you good information from the consumer perspective as well as from the business perspective. So it takes your time, do a little bit of research and find out some more information about how to improve your deliverability. Also, at this moment, I'd like to remind you that your email marketing service provider, that's your Constant Contact, your Keep, your MailChimp, your Active Campaign person, that software really is only responsible for getting your email to the mailbox. It's not responsible for what happens to it afterward. That's your responsibility. And there's a lot of things that you can do to improve that deliverability. And it can start right here in this welcome email by asking people to add you to their contacts and to move you from the promotions tab over to the primary tab if they're using Gmail. All right, the final thing you should be doing in this email is you should establish connections outside of where they signed up. So connecting all of the dots. And you want to provide your website address because they may want to go visit your website. Maybe they found you on social media. Maybe they signed up at an expo. There's a ton of ways people can get on your list, or if there isn't, there should be. So make sure you connect them to your website. Also, give them your social information. And here you want to use social channels that you're actually active on. You've built enough trust with this individual that they have signed up for your email list. Don't bust it now by sending them to a social channel that you don't use just because you want to have that icon on there. If you are only using Facebook as a social channel, that's the only one you're active on, then only put the Facebook icon here. Don't add all the rest of them where you've claimed your name. More is not better in this case. We want them to go somewhere where you're active. If you're active on multiple channels, include multiple connections where they can follow you so they have a choice as to which network they prefer to interact with your business on. So establish that social connection and finally provide them contact information. If you make sure you give them an email that they can email. A lot of people don't know they can reply to a marketing email, but they can, and they can send information back to you that way, but provide them with an email address anyway. Also give them your physical address if you have a physical location where you want them to come on a frequent basis or where you want them to come during business hours. Provide your business hours and then also provide a phone number where they can get in contact with you if they want to call. You could also point out other places where they could reach you, such as Messenger, if those are places that you like to get information or get requests from clients. So wherever it's best to communicate with you. This is that great email that welcomes them to your world and gives them all the good information that they need to work with your business. We don't need a call to action here because the call to action happened when they signed up for the list. This is the fulfillment of that call to action. My final thought for mindful marketing for today is to just let you know that when you set expectations and follow through on those expectations with a customer, no matter how small, even the act of signing up for an email marketing list results in really good expectation setting and follow through, you build trust and confidence in that customer. And that means that when it comes time to make a purchase or to come back again or to refer your business to someone that they care about, that's going to be so much easier because they already have trust and confidence in your business. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Monday.